Episode 5. The staircase of anger. Tama stood frozen at the threshold of room 33. The door had opened by itself deliberately. Behind it, the corridor stretched dimly toward the western wing of the building, a part he hadn't explored. No one had. The floorboards groaned beneath his steps as if waking from a long, uneasy slumber. He followed instinct more than logic, moving past faded portraits and locked doors until he reached the end of the hallway, where a heavy oak cabinet stood against the wall like a barricade. It wasn't on the blueprint. Tama's fingers slipped behind it, touching cold concrete. No air flowed from the cracks, no light peeked through, but when he pressed his hand firmly against the wood, he felt it a hollow tremble. There was something behind it. With a grunt, he pushed the cabinet aside, revealing what time had tried to erase. A bricked-up archway, its outline barely visible, sealed shut like a forgotten scar. His heart pounded. He reached into his bag, pulling out a chisel and hammer he'd borrowed from a local antique restorer. One deep breath. Then he struck. The sound echoed through the corridor like a cry. Crack, crack, thud. With each strike, dust choked the air. Brick by brick, he chipped away until a sliver of darkness opened like an eye. A gust of musty air rushed out as if the space behind had been holding its breath for decades. He peered in. A narrow stone staircase spiraled downward into the earth, lit faintly by something unseen. Not electric, not candle. Something colder. The kind of light that didn't warm your skin, but stared back. Tama stepped in, the dust clinging to his clothes, the silence growing thicker. The deeper he went, the more the walls seemed to pulse, like a heartbeat muffled by stone. Then he heard it, a voice, distant, masculine, weeping. And with a single line carved crudely into the stone near the bottom of the stairs. He tried to save her. Tama froze. The final step crumbled slightly underfoot. He steadied himself, lifted the flashlit hand, gasped. The basement had been a holding room. Shackles still hung from the walls. Old maps, war plans, and in the center, collapsed in the dirt, lay the tattered remains of a servant's uniform, its fabric, preserved only by cold and sorrow. Tama stepped forward, breath caught in his throat. An envelope lay nearby. It bore the same wax emblem as Amelia's diary. He opened it. Inside, a sketch, hastily drawn in pencil. Amelia's face, smiling, and one line, scribbled in trembling script beneath it. She called me sunlight. Tama sank to his knees. This was where Sir Ye had waited, had hoped, had wept. The building above had tried to forget, but the past remembers.